Welcome back, Lexurious Fleet. In today's automotive news, finally, Genesis unveils the GV70. We'll deep dive into that. Also, Toyota gets hit with more fuel pump recalls. It never ends for them. And we got some big announcements from Honda and Yamaha in regards to motorcycles. Over at the Genesis media page, Genesis previews second SUV, the GV70. Throw a like for the GV70. This thing is incredible. I'm really impressed with the design. I could read this fluffy press release here, but you guys know, we're just gonna get straight into the pictures because they don't really give us a whole lot of information in the press release. It's more of a design showcase instead of a technical showcase. So starting with the images here, front. Looks awesome. I don't know what else to say. The shield looks great. It's not overly sized like it feels like it is in the G70. The new G70 still looks great, but this looks even better. Now this is the sport model. Of course they have the split headlights. Now these wheels here are they remind me of spider webs or dimples on a golf ball. And the circle exhaust here looks great. And I would assume this is the 3.5 liter turbo V6 with about 375-ish horsepower. Now, again, powertrains haven't been confirmed. There's a chance that they could still do the 3.3 liter turbo like the G70 is continuing with the older powertrains, as well as let's say the 2 liter turbo. But fingers crossed this gets the G80s and the GV80s updated engines with a 2.5 liter turbo and the 3.5 liter turbo. Here are these wheels. I don't know what to think of them. It kind of looks like a spider web. Let me know what you guys think of these wheels. I really haven't been a big fan of any of the Genesis wheels so far. Don't know if it's just me, maybe I'm old school, but I don't know. What do you guys think of the wheels? From this profile, two things jump out at me. Porsche Macan as well as Audi Q5. And those are rear wheel drive. Actually, I know the Macan's rear wheel drive bias, so is the GLC from Mercedes. Off the top of my head, it's not coming to me if the Q5 is rear wheel drive biased. For some reason, I'm thinking it's front wheel drive biased. I'll see you guys in the comments there. Circle tips look great. Yeah, windshield wiper on the back window. I always prefer them to tuck it under the rear spoiler there, but it is what it is. Gosh, it just looks so clean with these taillights. I love how long they made them. Genesis logo right in between. And in this color, man, this looks like a metallic silver gray. It looks really sharp here. Now this is no longer the sport model. And these exhaust tips kind of remind me of the design of the grille, the shield pattern. It's almost like a rounded off pentagon. This color again looks really good. And let me know about the wheels. These wheels look super similar to the wheels that have just been announced on the G70. But man, look how long and sleek this hood looks. This aggressive raked coupe-like design in the back. I enjoyed this piece here, this B-pillar, I think looks really, really class. Now on the interior, looks great. It's very minimalistic, which I'm a big fan of. And look at the screen. I feel like that's the showcase of the interior. Of course, the steering wheels all look great. The materials in here look pretty darn good. I love the intricate design on the seats. Now we have an interesting pattern here on the armrest. I don't know if that's supposed to represent like a mountain range. I'm not quite sure there, but the screen, guys, that's the showcase. It's carrying over the largest screen that has just been implemented in the GV80 and the G80, this 14-inch screen, which is larger than the G70 screen. I think that has a 10-inch screen. Look, we have actual dials for the climate control. Big fan of that. Looks like we have physical buttons here. You have the heated and ventilated controls here, but these look digital, unfortunately. More of like a slidey or touch sensitive for the heated and ventilated seats. Of course, we have the crystal controller for the screen, but man, that screen just looks so good. And of course, it's gonna be the digital cluster behind the steering wheel that we see on all the modern Genesis vehicles and a lot of the Hyundai vehicles as well. Now here's the interior of the sport model. And this looks like it has a carbon fiber, but I'm not quite sure. It almost looks like a carbon fiber knockoff here. It's too hard to tell. These images aren't high enough resolution. You see kind of diamond plated down here on the pedals. I think that looks pretty nice. I like the red stitching on the steering wheel. Definitely a departure. Guys, is this a different steering wheel? This is an entire different steering wheel compared to the normal model. Pretty crazy. I like that. I like that you get a different steering wheel in the sport model. It's a little much red. If I was getting this model, maybe I'd get the black interior because I'm not a big fan of this red that goes around the climate control because we have enough red already in the interior. So Again, from the front, last picture, then we'll move on. Looks really good. I like how the hood design flows behind the emblem. So it emphasizes the Genesis emblem here. You have really strong hood lines. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Infiniti QX50. And I think this may be the best implementation of the grille so far for Genesis. So well done, Genesis, on the design. You guys make very good looking cars inside and out. Let's just get those dealerships up and running to match the exterior and interior designs and your good power plants as well that you mate to those vehicles. Over at automotive news, Toyota adds 1.5 million vehicles to fuel pump recall. This is the gift that keeps on giving for Toyota. Now, of course, this includes Lexus as well. And this adds on the January fuel pump recall may lead to the vehicle to stop operating and potentially stall, and increases the risk of causing a crash. Now, there have been no reported incidents of that actually happening, but Toyota is usually extremely aggressive once they see a problem. They're like, recall immediately. Now, this recall is not just going to affect Toyota more than likely, just like it affected Honda, I believe some domestics as well, Mazda, I believe, the fuel pump recall. So expect to see those recalls hit other manufacturers as well. You got to keep in mind, a lot of these cars, the majority of their parts are not made by the OEM. They're contracted out. And these third-party companies supply parts to tons of different automakers. So it's not just going to affect Toyota here. I'm almost 100% positive. In total, 3.34 million vehicles are now included in the recall, covering model years from 2013 to 2020. The most recent recall involves vehicles manufactured between 2017 and 2020. And you guys are welcome to read through the vehicles here. That would take me forever to just get through all the models. So, and this is not just for the United States, this is a worldwide thing. I believe it's over 5 million total recalls around the world at this point. Pretty crazy, lots of recalls. It's not just Toyota getting recalls. Volkswagen recalls 218,000 US vehicles over loose fuel rail bolts. Lots of recalls going on right now. But moving forward, back to Japanese autos news. Just wanted to throw that Volkswagen's almost Japanese at this point, right, guys? They have that joint venture with Toyota that I talked about in yesterday's video. Volksyoda, or Toy Wagon, whatever we decide to call that. They're making big commercial trucks together that are fully electric or fuel cell. So pretty interesting, and those headquarters are heading to Japan eventually. Pretty crazy. Anyways, back to the news. Over 200 million yen for the GR Supersport. Now, there's not a whole lot of news here. The official announcement will be on January 11th of 2021. However, what is 200 million yen in US dollars? It's like $1.19 million for this hypercar that Toyota is going to be selling. Pretty nuts. I've talked about it many times on the channel. This thing will have like 1,000 horsepower. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's really a racing car that's made into production. So pretty nuts. Over at Ultimate Motorcycling, 2021 Yamaha MT-09 first look, and all new, and 18 fast facts. That's why I went here, because I want to make it as quick as possible. The triple engine of the MT-09 gets new forged pistons, connecting rods, camshafts, and crankcases. The displacement has been increased 43 cc's to 890 cc's, and that increases power and torque. There's a new intake and fuel delivery system. This is supposed to increase fuel mileage about 11%. And that gets you about 49 miles per gallon. So they revised the transmission and clutch, including a standard up-down quick shifter. This has been standard in many other markets these past few years. Finally, it's coming to America as standard. This is like the perfect motorcycle, in my opinion. It does a little bit of everything. Good fuel economy, ridiculous power. Now you have a quick shifter that's standard. Can't wait to move back to Florida. This is on the top of my wish list right now. And guys, there's much more information here. And one of the biggest takeaways is the new frame comes with the new KYB suspension, fully adjustable on the front and the rear. Guys, I'll have one day. How about that? I'll get one, and I'll do moto vlogs on it, as well as my Honda Grom. They'll be like my 1-2 punch. And I got a lot of ideas in mind for the channel about motorcycles. So speaking of which, last motorcycle update, Honda reaches 30 million unit cumulative motorcycle production milestone in Vietnam. So they're making a lot of motorcycles in Vietnam. I mean, Southeast Asia is probably the #1 consumer for scooters, motorcycles, things like that. And you got to realize Honda makes more money from selling motorbikes than they do their cars. The 30 millionth unit was a Winner X. Of course, we don't see anything like this. You see these bikes everywhere when I was in Thailand as well. So a little history here. 1997 in December, motorcycle production commences in Vietnam. 2008, they hit a 5 million unit production milestone. 2011, 10 million unit production milestone. 15 and 2014, 20 million in 2016, and here we are in 2020. Guys, look at that huge jump. 4 years from 2016 to 2020, they jumped 10 million units. Craziness. Building a lot of motorbikes, and I will be bringing you motorbike coverage to the channel firsthand eventually. Just got to go back down to Florida. It's not worth having a motorcycle here in Nebraska. Tell you what, gosh, it's snowed twice already. It's not even November. It snowed twice already this year. Guys, exciting news today. GV70, finally know what it looks like, and the Lexus NX, the RDX from Acura, all the Germans, they got a big competitor now, if anyone can find out about it. If Genesis can get their dealerships fixed, or maybe this vehicle fixes their dealerships. Who knows what's gonna happen first? But anyways, GV70 looks incredible. I'll see you guys in the comments on that. More recalls and motorcycle stuff. So really fun news for me today. I'm really jazzed right now. I'm probably just gonna look up motorcycles the rest of the day. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the comments. Have a wonderful day. Smash the like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you're not. Haven't even mentioned that. Just hit 75K, huge milestone. Not quite as huge as 30 million motorcycles out of Vietnam, but it feels huge to me. So you guys are a big part of that. Thank you so much. Catch you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.